I'm attorney Anthony Push, and I'm with the Push and Win Law Firm. If you've been injured in a motor vehicle collision, give us a call today, 833-PUSH-WIN, or visit us online at pushwin.com. We push, you win.
Hi, I'm attorney Chi Win.
And I'm attorney Anthony Push.
We push, you win.
104.1 KRBE, a Cumulus media station.
Good morning, everyone.
We ready?
Live from the TXU Energy Studio.
The Roula and Ryan Show with producer Eric, Special K, and Sam.
All right, it is time for Try It Tuesday. Apparently,
Tuesday.
Roula's supplying the Try It material
Yes, that's
because
right.
she had a little road trip.
A little. It was big. I drove to Destin, Florida for the first time ever. Me and my brood, my husband, the bread man, was the driver. He likes to drive, and that's how we
So
went.
there was no sharing of driving. It was just him the whole way.
Nice.
I don't.
Do you like it that way?
Oh, yeah. Passenger princess.
Of course.
Hello.
Of course. So this is actually the first road trip also that I've taken with my children who've gotten old enough now where I'm to sit in the back with them because one of them is on a car seat or something, and I have to grab a wipey or grab this or do this or
So
whatever.
everybody's out of the car seat now.
Yeah, so it was really cool because I was sitting in the front seat because I had not been a passenger princess in maybe forever, ever. So the things that I brought first, I think, is a fun thing because we've done cotton candy before here on the show, and we were at a place in Destin called Ice Cream Shoppy. I call it Shoppy, Shoppe, and it sells Hershey's ice cream. I did not know Hershey's made ice cream.
I had no idea.
Oh,
All
yeah,
of it
for
is
sure.
Hershey's ice cream. And in this very whimsy-looking, cutesy place with the pink and white swirls, and the guys are really funny when they dish the ice cream cone to you, and they're, oh, it's going to fall out. Oh, here you go. Like, they're just real fun. I found this spicy jalapeno cotton candy, and I said, I want to try this. We've tried pickle. It was disgusting. I bet this is delicious. Don't you think it'll be delicious? Why make that face, Kevin? Kevin's making that face.
No, I have that scared
You
look
don't think
on
it's
my...
going to be good?
No,
Oh, I can be in the
Normally,
mom love it.
I'd be all about this, but I came back with Montezuma's Revenge. That's the last thing I need to be having is
Okay, the
jalapeno.
smell. The smell? It smells like Home Depot.
Can I smell it?
It smells like Home Depot. It doesn't smell like anything.
What does Home Depot smell
Like
like?
wood,
Wait,
lumber.
now,
The
refresh.
smell of a store like that is one of my favorites.
What is...
So can't
Am I
make
giving
it.
you a weird look?
I don't think this is going to be good.
Can I smell it?
That's
Smells like
weird.
Home Depot.
I don't think
Gross.
it does.
Let me see
I don't
that.
think-
Let me see
That's
that.
what it smells like to me.
It doesn't smell. It
That's
does
what
not
Sam-
smell like cotton candy.
Don't put your nose in it because we're going to eat it. So it's spicy jalapeno cotton candy. I'm starting with,
It
I
does
think, the
smell
most
like a
popular item.
hardware store.
I think it smells like a store, like Lowe's. Like where it's like a nothing store, but it's got lumber and like plumbing
Yeah, I love
hardware.
that
What is the
smell.
flavor of this again?
They made it into
It's
cologne.
spicy jalapeno
Yeah,
cotton
I
candy.
understand. It smells woody.
Yeah, it smells woody.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go for. I guess I'll take a little piece out. I won't try it yet. Ahmad, you pass it along. Oh,
Okay. Rula
I'll
took the
hold
whole
this.
half.
You.
Manhandled the
You
hell
want
out
me
of
to take
that.
some from your...
Well, it's
Well, no, it just
broken.
stuck together.
Here,
Yeah.
let's pull,
Rip it apart.
Do it like that. Okay.
I'm scared
Kevin,
because the
take
pickled
some.
one was so gross.
So
The pickle-
nasty.
Oh.
Got it,
The
Rolla?
pickle one was so
All right.
bad. Sam, try
Jalapeno
some.
cotton candy. All right, let's see if this is any good.
Spicy jalapeno.
Are we
You know what I
gonna
was thinking
try
of
it
doing?
together?
I really wanted to bring my Roula spicy special drink and then have some of this with it, like a chaser, but I couldn't get all the ingredients. We'll do it next Tuesday.
All right, everybody take a bite. Go ahead.
Spicy jalapeno cotton candy. Here we go.
Sorry, I almost fell.
All right. I'm looking at the facial expressions.
Oh, no.
Rolla
I
is
told
retching.
you.
No.
No.
I thought it would be
Ahmad's
good.
not even making a happy face.
No, I kind of love it.
No.
You kind
I
of love
kind
it?
of love it. It's
Why does it
good.
taste like this?
It's fiery.
No.
It's got a little kick to it.
Oh, the last thing I want is fire right now.
I
No,
was
don't
thinking of, like,
eat this one, buddy.
No.
pork
I've had
rinds
fire
and
butt
spicy
for like a week.
jalapeno cotton candy would be something you find on a road trip.
I'm kind
It's
of
stuck
into
to my
it.
stuck
Yeah.
to the back of my
My throat's like burning. It's like instant acid reflux.
Kevin's like, oh dear God, I've scorched my uvula.
I'm kind of into it.
Yeah, no.
You don't like it?
No.
It's better than the pickle one, though, right?
Absolutely.
Definitely
I
better than
will
pickle.
agree with that, but the spice is just lingering.
Special
the
K is
spice
looking
is
at me
not
'cause
going
it's
away.
like
I
my
thought it was going to
third
be like
bite.
wasabi where it like hits you and then goes away. This is just lingering.
And it's like stuck in the
And
palate
lingering.
of the roof of my mouth. I can't get it
Yeah,
out of there.
because
No.
it's stuck in your teeth.
yeah, no.
So
I
you
need-
want
I
another
need a
little thing in the
Pepsi
back of
now.
your throat,
I need a
Kevin?
Pepsi now. No, I can't.
It's just straight
Sorry,
acid
I'm
reflux.
smacking in the mic because I kind of like it so
Yeah.
much.
Of course I
Okay,
can't.
okay. So that's the general
it
thumbs
has a
down.
weird, like the essence you first get is not the spice. It's like
So it's got an
Yes.
afterburn.
it's like a jar.
Yes.
Like, imagine like emptying a bottle of pickled jalapenos and then it just sat there and you smelled the jar and it still kind of smells like them. That's what it tastes like.
And you drank the juice.
Yeah, but the juice I think is usually really good if you put it with different. Anyway, that was a fail. I think for all of us.
Okay.
It's giving like this is like my fourth bite. This is giving like a sweet heat sauce.
Take the bucket.
Okay, that's all you.
Okay, that was not good.
He's going to be on the bucket.
The other thing that was a road trip food for my child, y'all have probably seen this in the grocery store. Of all things, my children, if they ever want to eat sushi, California roll basic is how we keep it because they're kids.
Yes.
But they don't like seaweed. They ask if there could be rice paper or soy paper or something. They don't like seaweed.
Getting a child to eat sushi in the first place that's a tremendous achievement.
I feel like that's like a norm now for them. Like you see it in the grocery store all the time. California rolls are very easy.
Yum.
So my daughter was stuck on this. Have y'all tried this? The sea salt
yes,
sheets?
I love those. Those are great like snacks if you're trying to like lose weight.
I don't know about
What
this,
are they
Sam.
called?
It's seaweed
sheets.
Roasted seaweed sheets.
Yeah.
She was eating them like Lay's potato chips, but she will not eat a California roll made out of seaweed.
Yeah.
I did not try one because I wanted to wait till we got on,
that looks
on the
Mark
air.
and I used to
Not
eat them
so good.
all the time as like a snack.
Oh, God, it stinks,
it's
Sam.
like a
I know.
Special case.
Oh, God,
green
it
color.
stinks.
Yeah.
translucent.
It's seaweed. It's
Get
good.
to the seaweed, and I'll get you to the Taylor Swift part, which you'll like.
This is what I'm about. Where is it?
Seaweed.
Yeah.
Try it Tuesday here on the Roula and Ryan Show, by the way.
Good God.
It
smells-
stinks.
Okay,
It stinks.
I grew up close to the ocean, and this smells like one of those nasty low tide days.
It smells like one of those, like, what we call it, the oil balls rolling up and down
balls?
the tar balls.
I don't think I'm going to be able to eat this. I'm afraid it's going to get stuck in my teeth, and it will never leave
No,
there.
it like melts in your mouth.
Rula didn't even
not
take a
liking
bite.
it.
She just
The
tasted
fish
it.
essence coming off of it, no thank you.
Yeah.
Ew, yuck.
Oh, my
This
God,
is what
Sam.
I used to eat all the
Mom,
time.
you're liking
Are
it?
you kidding me?
I swear, Mark and I used to. You can get it at Costco.
Oh, God.
They sell them
into
in
it.
like bulk.
You like it?
What if I try
Yes.
it with the jalapeno cotton candy?
It smells
Do
so
it. Do it
fishy.
right now, Rula. Do it. Do it.
Rula.
Do it. Bite it.
Oh, God.
Oh, gross.
Is that any better?
It is so bad.
Wait, hold on. Let me
Hold
try
on.
it.
Put it together, Ahmad.
Okay, wait.
It
Let me
is
try.
so good.
That was like heaving.
Why would you do that to me?
Ahmad just rolled the cotton candy into the seaweed sheet. Isn't it good?
It's
better.
like
It
a,
works.
it's like a little.
I like
See, if you're listening,
both.
you have to realize that 99.9% of people out there are going to have the exact opposite reaction that Ahmad is having.
Hey, if you know your food, you know your food.
I mean, if you
I've
love
seen-
it, that means pretty much everybody's going to hate it.
I've seen people use seaweed to like pick up
Yum.
like their like Korean rice
Yeah.
bowls and
Yeah.
stuff. I would definitely do that
See,
with
that's
this.
good right there.
Kevin,
I
did
like
you just
that.
retch?
I am
Yeah, he's
still
not
retching.
feeling it.
I have chills going down my spine. It was so reprehensible.
Come on.
If you're just tuning in,
That did not look good.
It was the brand is called Gimme, Gimme, roasted seaweed snacks, sea salt, seaweed sheets.
It almost tastes a little bit smoky, like I'm smoking a fish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
It
gives
does
you-
have the essence of fish that hits you hard. That's
Because
why
they
I
look
couldn't
like
eat it
they
at
look
first.
like rolling papers. Not that we know what that looks like.
Okay, listen, I'm going to get to the Taylor Swift part because I do want to tell you that when I was in Alabama, I saw Breggy Bomb YU beef, premium beef jerky. We don't need to try it because it's regular beef jerky. I just want to tell you I found it in Alabama, but I've never seen it here in Houston. Have you guys?
No.
No.
If you want to try it, you can, but I don't. If we try this, we won't have time for the Taylor Swift thing that I want
Do
to
the Taylor Swift thing.
But just so you know, Breggy Bomb, YU premium beef jerky. Okay. So these little Jif to go discs, oops, these little Jif to go discs.
Little
I brought
peanut butter.
these because when we were on the road trip, and of course you're singing along to songs and making it fun because it's 10 hours. My daughter was eating the Ritz peanut butter crackers. And Taylor Swift was, of course, on the playlist for the children's because, even mommy's into that ever since the tour. And she was trying to sing Karma, and she had been eating the peanut butter crackers, and she couldn't. And we were laughing because she couldn't do it.
Oh, yeah.
Like she didn't realize how silly she sounded. And remember there was a Jif commercial with Ludacris?
Yes.
Where he
The
was
mumble
trying
rap.
The mumble rap because
Yeah.
of the Jif. So I thought it'd be fun if we all took a Taylor Swift song and we each tried to sing it with the peanut butter in our mouth and see if we can do better than my daughter did because she could not do it. So I have all these little discs here. Y'all can each have a little spoonful of peanut butter.
Thank you.
And Sam, you want to go first with Karma?
Okay.
Karma is my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Peanut butter?
You got peanut
I got
butter?
Got a tub of peanut
How
butter.
much do you want?
So
all
we're
this?
gonna try. You have to take a big dollop. Like don't make it
Oh,
small.
my
You got to really
Like
do
that
it.
much?
Like
Or you want more?
Ludacris does it. I think a little bit more. Like Ludacris does it in the commercial because it was so fun in the car when the kids realized that she couldn't sing it. Then we're all like laughing and they all wanted peanut butter crackers to try and sing. It was
Okay,
just kind
Sam,
of
you got a
car ride
big
more fun.
glop of peanut butter in your mouth. Now, Go ahead
Go
and
with the
start
chorus.
singing.
Karma, Taylor Swift.
Karma is my boyfriend. Karma is a god. Karma is a blues in my head on the weekend. Karma left and thought.
Oh, God,
I didn't know who was not.
please swallow. Ew.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's bubbling in your
Like
mouth.
I can hear the phlegm.
Kevin's next. Kevin, can you do better than Sam at peanut butter karaoke?
All right. Now, you took a smaller dollop.
You gotta get it up on your tongue. And what song are you gonna do?
Okay.
Not a big dollop. Go.
What song are you doing?
On the front. I'm gonna curse.
Oh my God.
I think I just peed a little. Let's do you roll with me.
Something thing. What?
It sounds like you're saying something inappropriate.
Peanut butter karaoke. Road trip fun. Okay, I'll try.
Okay, you go.
I'll try Bejeweled.
So much.
okay.
Peanut butter.
Nice.
There's a lot of peanut butter.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Now you got to lay it on us.
Hold on. I just swallowed it.
I'm just going to do it again. You ate the evidence.
Because it does get like real saliva-y as
That's
soon as
what
you
I'm
get in your mouth.
saying. And you guys made me do a huge.
Okay, here we go.
All right, here we go.
Bejeweled by Taylor Swift. Best believe I'm still bejeweled when I'm walking in the room. I can go home. I still have a man.
We need to submit this segment for the Marconi Awards.
I don't remember. Familiarity brings contempt.
No, this is so bad. Too much.
Peanut butter is delicious.
Come on, Ahmad.
It is really good. Thank you for the peanut butter.
You want to try the beef
Roula's
jerky?
version.
Dip the beef jerky in the peanut butter, Kevin. Don't you like beef jerky?
Yeah, go ahead.
I do want to try the beef jerky, but I don't want to dip it in the peanut
I'm
butter.
not dipping it in there.
You just want to try and make it taste
Jalapeno
revolting.
cotton candy. Anyway, those are just road trip snacks from Houston to Destin that we picked up on
These
the
were
way.
good.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Well, thank you for bringing that in. Now, you were teasing us during the song.
Yeah.
You were trying to explain something to us, and we're all like, I don't know what Roula's talking about.
Have you ever been leveled up without your permission? What does this mean to
even
be
know what that
leveled
means.
up in a friendship or a relationship? Leveled up. I will explain when we come back. If you know what I'm talking about or you're going to guess what I'm talking about, you can call us at 713-390-KRBE because once I tell you what that is, I think everybody has an instinct, a situation where they're like, oh, crap, I know exactly what that is. But why wasn't this a social media phrase? Maybe we can make it one. Leveling up without your permission. Next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
104.1 KRBE. It's the Roula and Ryan Show. It is the summer of 2020 free, meaning at the end of the summer, somebody is getting $10,000.
Oh, so how do we do this? We give you a secret word. The secret word was Houston. You text it to 37530. We call you back if you're Texter 104. Andrea is on the line. Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you, Andrea. I can't hear.
Hello.
I don't know what happened. She on mute there on her phone. She doesn't realize. I don't know.
There we
she
go.
is.
There we go.
I hear you.
Hey, Andrea.
Can you hear me?
Hi, yes.
Yeah, you're Texter 104.
You're in the running for 10 grand.
It could mean $10,000 for you at the end of the summer, Andrea. Isn't that exciting?
Thank you. Yes, I'm excited.
In the meantime, you've scored a pair of Houston City passes, and you get a free Be Someone T-shirt. So wear your Houston proudly, and we're gonna get you set up off the air. And now you are in the running for $10,000. Congratulations!
Woo-hoo!
Thanks for listening. Yee! Hang on. You're welcome. Hang on the line.
Okay.
We'll get you all set up.
Now,
All
what
right.
is this term you're talking about?
Level
Leveling
up.
up.
Okay,
I
listen.
don't even know what that means.
There are a lot of shows like, How I Met Your Mother, Friends, Seinfeld. They repeat a lot. What is the one with Sheldon?
Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory. That one repeats a lot too. And there are words that we have come to know in our everyday speaking because they came from these shows. One that I can tell you I know for sure came from Seinfeld was yada, yada, yada. The episode of Yada, Yada, Yada is where this girl is talking to Jerry, and he's like, so my ex-boyfriend called me, and yada, yada, yada. The next day he left. And he's like, well, what's the yada, yada? Like, what do you mean yada, yada, yada? What does that mean? So we learned these kinds of phrases. Now that Seinfeld is back on Netflix, that has seemed in the last few days of this road trip and stuff, if I just wanted to have something easy to listen to, I wasn't really a big fan of rewatching Seinfeld. But
It's
a
comfort thing. You know where you stand.
But I kind of got hooked on it. Sorry, let me turn this off. I kind of got hooked on it again because I watched like some episode that I'd never seen. I go, wow, I don't think I'd ever seen this episode of Seinfeld. Now listen, there's a lot of Seinfeld that doesn't stand the test of time for 2023. They have whole episodes about where Jerry falls on the person's phone importance button. We don't have that anymore, but what we do have is our favorites on our iPhones. I'm an iPhone person. I don't know how Android works, but you have a favorites. So I guess it would, the equivalent would be a TV show does a show like, I saw her favorites list, and I'm number 4. I'm kind of shocked I'm even on that list. Like she leveled me up. Leveling up is when somebody pushes you to a different platform on the relationship gauge. And in this episode of Seinfeld, it was which season? Let me see what season this was. He got leveled up when he and Elaine knew a couple that had a baby. Now remember in Seinfeld, Elaine and Jerry Seinfeld are not a couple. They previously dated, but they were not a couple. It was a season 5 episode that I was watching called The Lip Reader, I believe. I think so. No. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the one before that. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Season 5. And they're just friends. And a friend couple of theirs has a baby. And then those people say, we want you to be the godparents. And Jerry and Elaine are like, they just leveled us up without even asking us. Like, how did we get that?
It's a
like,
huge responsibility.
Kev,
like, you don't think that you're that close to be
a godparent? That is a big deal.
Have that
or like
responsibility
if a girl
put on you.
that maybe doesn't have a lot of friends or a guy doesn't have a lot of friends, like, hey, will you be my best man? You just got leveled up. Because how are you going to say no to that? Be like, well, I don't really like you that much. Because then you're like, I'm going to do
wait,
it.
what? Don't you have any better friends than me?
Yeah. Have you ever been leveled up or in a position? I have definitely been leveled up where I'm just like,
yeah, for sure. I was a godparent and I was like, wow, there's nobody else you want for a godfather? And like, you're Catholic, right? I'm like, yeah, we need you. And that was it. And that was my criteria for becoming a godfather.
Oh, it was actually season 5, episode 5 called The Briss. That's where leveling up came from. And of all the Seinfeld things that came into our pop culture, I'm surprised leveling up didn't stick. Because when I heard that, I go, that is really true. I mean, I think a lot of people have probably been put in a situation where somebody asked them to do a major thing, and you're just like, anybody else ask for that? So just let me know at 37530 or 713-390-KRBE. My husband was once asked by a colleague to be a godparent, and he, you know, look, in our religion, we're Greek Orthodox Christians, so you have to be also Greek Orthodox to baptize the child, to be the baptizer of the child. And so that was his out. He was like, oh, that's really nice, but we're Greek Orthodox and we can't do that. But if we weren't Greek Orthodox, he didn't know what his excuse would have been.
I don't think it's necessarily.
Like, I don't know you like that, man.
I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing when somebody, you know, it makes you feel good about yourself. Like, wow, I must mean something important to him.
Well, it's not that, Ryan. You're getting asked that by somebody who leveled you up. Like, you are not that close to this person. Look, I've known you for a long time. If I asked you to be the godfather to my child, that wouldn't be totally off the wall because we've worked together for so long. I'm not a total stranger. But what if it's somebody that you just acquaintance level?
Yeah.
You barely have had a beer with them, and they have a baby, and they're like, hi, would you like to be responsible for the religious life of this child? You're like,
Religious life.
They definitely don't want to pick me for that.
You're like, oh my God. So that's what I thought was interesting, leveling up the relationship.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to tell you some things about the Catholic Church. Gather around, kids. This is a scary movie.
Wait, Kevin, didn't you get asked years ago?
Oh, gosh.
Can we not go down that lane?
I'm sorry, but I am a recovering Catholic.
Okay. But didn't you get asked years ago?
I
And
went
I
to
don't know
Catholic
how
school.
well you knew them. Didn't somebody ask you for something very intimate? Like they wanted to have a baby and they wanted you guys to be the daddies?
To be the donor?
They wanted, not only we've had that, and we've also had the godparents thing. When we heard the donor question, we were like, oh, definitely not.
No, that's
How
a big
well did you know
ask.
the person?
Very well. She was one of my best friends. We were living with her and her girlfriend, who, by the way, they did not end up staying together. So I'm glad that we were not donors, because then we would have been donors to a split couple. And
How would that have worked, by the way?
Man.
Like, if you had said yes in a hypothetical world, like, okay, I'm honored. Yes, I'll give you my seed and you can have a child now. Would you be allowed to see that child, or
It
would
sounds
you,
like that.
they wanted you to be a part of that child's
Well,
life?
all that had to be legal documentation, or else
sure.
it's all paperwork. Or else if it's not on paper and you don't have
Right.
parameters,
Right.
they could just do whatever. You never see that.
What if
baby.
there's a situation where maybe it was like a brother or something was not able to conceive, and he said, you know, I really want to have a child. Would you do it for?
Oh, I would probably
For a brother?
do that for my brother. Yeah, yeah, but not for friends where you don't know how long this friendship's going to last, and like,
right?
So your reservations weren't about creating another life. You just didn't see them lasting. standing the test
No,
of time?
I didn't want to. I did not want to be involved in the creation of another life with just a friend. It would have to be a family connection that was in need.
Yeah. All right, so at 37530, somebody said, I can assure you as a middle school teacher, level up is still very much a thing. Another person said, I was asked by a coworker who was a decently close friend to go to court with her to finalize her divorce. Another person said, I was asked to be in the room by my coworker when she had her baby. By the coworker.
That's
they're
a
not
big
close.
ask.
Oh,
That's a
wow.
major level up.
Yeah.
This person said, I got leveled up from a friend of a friend by asking to be in his wedding. His marriage only lasted a year. And then let's see, Mason's on the line. Ma, did you get the phone with Mason? That's a level up story. Let's go to Mason. Hi, welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show, Mason. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi. How'd you get leveled up?
So I had a one-night stand with this girl one weekend. We had breakfast the next day, texted for just a couple of days, and then she left me a key to her apartment to watch her dogs.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
So
Yeah.
Well,
she
you
wanted you to be a dog sitter because she gave you some.
No, I think that's literally exactly what it was, because when she got back from out of town, she stopped talking to me.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's just getting used.
Yeah.
That's not being leveled
Well,
up.
he got
That's
something
just
out of it,
used.
too.
She just used
Yeah, it was a
you.
win-win all around.
Did you watch the dog?
I did. The dogs were very sweet, too. I kind of missed the dogs more than her.
Oh, man.
nice.
We hear that sometimes.
He got,
That
a,
is
got a little
really
kitty,
something.
and he had to watch a puppy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, wouldn't it be weird if you had such a good time with the dogs that then you'd be like, well, cool, if you ever need me to watch the puppers again when you go out of town, hit me up because you actually like
Yeah,
the
I know.
dogs more. All right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
the payment is pretty easy.
Yeah.
Key to the apartment is really strong.
Hey,
That is strong.
dog sitting is a big deal, though. Like, I wouldn't just let anybody dog sit. They're a member of the family, too.
Oh, yeah. I agree with that.
There would have
one
to
night
be
stand
a
got a key to
heavy
the
vetting
apartment.
process for that.
So if you're just tuning in, we're talking about getting leveled up where you didn't expect it by your friend asking you to be a maid of honor, a best man, a godparent, like the lady on text who was asked to be in the room when the coworker had the baby. And a lot of people know all of their Seinfeld episodes because
I know them
it
all.
was Jerry
Love
on the
this show.
speed dial. Jerry was on a speed dial. I said that can't stand the test of time. Other things that don't stand the test of time, but it's very interesting to watch back on these Seinfeld repeats on Netflix. There's a whole episode of having to stand in line to get into the movie in the theater. Ahmad, are you 23? 24?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Before you had
Did
assigned
you
seating.
ever have that? Did you ever have that in your childhood that you had to go to the theater to get your seat? Or stand in line?
First come, first serve.
Yeah. That didn't start happening where you could pick your seat till I was maybe a sophomore in high school.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've done that before.
Yeah, there was a whole episode of how they were mad because Elaine was like, I hate saving seats. Just wait, we'll meet you at the theater.
Roula, you've got to start watching Curb Your Enthusiasm with Larry David.
Which, by the way, I was going to tell
It's
you guys.
so funny.
Larry David,
It's
who
just so
helped
perfect.
create Seinfeld with Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Now that I know Larry David's voice because of Curb Your Enthusiasm, in these repeats of Seinfeld.
He's the voice of Steinbrenner.
Not just him. That was an easy one. Everybody knew that one. It's any voice that's not a Seinfeld voice
Yeah.
is
It's
Larry
him.
David's
Off camera,
voice.
it's Larry David, yeah.
It's like on the voicemail.
He was the man in
you
the
hear
cape.
a guy. Like all the things, like whatever this Briss episode was, it was somebody on. Oh, the next episode was like she's in the car and doesn't want to talk to the driver. It's basically Uber quiet.
Mm-hmm.
She just wants to be on quiet mode for Uber before Uber existed, and the limo driver always talks her ear off. And so she goes, "Oh, I'm going deaf. I can't hear you." And then Larry David's voice comes on and says, "Your next pickup is going to be Tom Hanks." And she goes, "Wow, Tom Hanks." He goes, "Oh, you can hear now, huh?" That's the whole episode, but it's Larry David's voice. So it's kind of interesting little Easter eggs I'm catching watching repeats of Netflix's Seinfeld. Because I'm like, oh, that's Larry David in that. Anyway, leveling up. We are not alone if it's happened to you. Y'all can go to the listener line at 713-278-VENT. That's 8368 on your phone to leave us a comment about being leveled up. Now, coming up next, you remember Kate and John +8?
Yeah.
And then it was Kate +8.
Yep.
And everyone hated Kate Gosselin.
The
Then she was on
Gosselin.
Dancing with the Stars. Guess what? Their kids are grown up and they are talking about what happened on that reality show, which is so crazy because these were babies and now they're adults. We'll give you some scoop on that next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Movies, music, TV, and all things Hollywood
Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
on KRBE.
All right, I got to get to this Miley Cyrus, Mariah Carey story in a second, but let me tell you, if you ever were caught up in the reality series Kate and John +8, or John and Kate plus 8. That's what it was.
I remember
John
that.
and Kate plus 8, and then it was Kate plus 8 because they divorced.
Yes.
And then she was on Dancing with the Stars, and she was really vilified. And I never watched that series, but I know that people hated her. And her haircut, for those that don't remember, was that crazy.
Because everybody had the Kate haircut. It was so annoying.
That's the
cut.
I need to speak to the manager haircut. Yeah.
Yep.
It was
Total
like
Karen cut.
real spiky in the back, short, but the front had like long bangs over your eyes. Anyway, one of her daughters, Hannah, is speaking up about being a Kate and John child, a John and Kate child, and her time. Because remember, the whole story of this couple was they had 2 girls and they wanted to have more kids. And when they did the IVF, I don't know if this is even legal in most states anymore to do more than 2 or 3 embryos
They made
at
him
a time.
over, too, though. They made him over.
It was 6 kids that they ended up with. So now they had a total of 8 children. So then they did a reality show about following them and la, 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 la. And one of the girls, Hannah, is speaking out now. You've probably seen her on Reels or TikTok about how her one brother, Colin, was always like a troublemaker, or Kate would always punish him by not letting him do things with them. He had a different dinner time than they did. He wasn't allowed to participate in fun things if the other 7 kids were doing it because of his behavior. And now, the more you know, the more knowledge you have, the more, she was saying how it probably wasn't, they were not parenting right, because that was, now you would look at the parents and be like, okay, our son has an issue, like a behavioral problem.
Right.
Like, let's see how we can help him versus, if you can't get it together, you're just not going to have fun.
So they separate and ostracize the child.
Yeah, it was like this whole thing that Hannah Gosling went on for. And it's just so weird to see them as adults, because all you saw them as in these reality series clips is they're just babies. And they're like, 7-year-olds. And now they're adults. If you want to go to people.com, check out the whole story. More proof that our phones are listening to us, because over vacation, I was having a conversation with my husband and our friends about Prince writing the word slave on his cheek. I talked about that before we went on July 4th
He did that when he was trying to get out of his contract with Warner Brothers.
Yes. And I mentioned that on the show before the 4th of July break, because there is a George Michael special I watched on the United app on my flight about how George Michael tried to take on Columbia Sony and he lost, but Prince really had his back, because all of these major artists that we know their music got looped into some crap contract where the record label is making a lot of money. So I'm having this conversation on vacation with our friends, and then what pops up on my phone? It is a clip of Prince talking to Jay Leno on The Tonight Show from 2001, I believe. Do you remember when Mariah Carey signed an $80 million contract?
Yeah.
I believe it was with Sony. $80 million bucks.
Mm-hmm. She had
Everyone
left
was
Tommy
like,
Mottola,
wow, that
and
was
then she
great.
jumped ship, and then she signed an $80 million.
Sounds great. In the clip that my phone's listening to me and popped it up for me, it's where Prince is talking to Jay Leno saying, well, I don't know,
the
I'll do the
algorithm was
math.
listening, and it just decided to pop that story into your feed.
And he goes, well, do the math. So Jay Leno was like, well, I think that sounds like a good amount of money, $80 million. She goes, okay, let's just do the math. How much does it cost to buy one CD? Because we were still getting CDs in 2001. And the crowd is like yelling like $18. And he goes, okay, let's just say half that. Is that fair for the artist? Everyone's like, yeah. All right, let's call it $10, he said. So if I sell 1 million albums and I'm getting $10 an album, how much money should I get? $10 million. If I sold 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, he goes, so I've sold 3 million albums and I got $30 million. Mariah Carey signed a deal for 4 albums for $80 million. How much? Y'all think that's fair? Sounds like Mariah got a bad deal. Everyone's like, oh my God.
Oh.
Because she sold 200 million albums.
Oh,
She sold 200 million albums for $80 million. Less than 10%. Isn't that crazy? So the other Mariah Carey story I want to mention is Mariah Carey and Miley Cyrus are now tied for having the top spot on the Billboard Global 200 chart. Miley Cyrus's Flowers hit #1 again. And this becomes historic because reclaiming that position puts her in the company of Mariah Carey, who had All I Want for Christmas live on the top of that chart for the same length of time. Of course, not in the same manner. They both achieved that title, but took different routes for it. Miley Cyrus and Mariah Carey are now tied for the longest stay in the charts history among female artists. Flowers and All I Want for Christmas Is You.
All I Want for Christmas is up there. I mean, Flowers is up there with All I Want. I cannot believe
But 25 years for Mariah.
crazy.
Basically like a year from Miley Cyrus Flowers.
Mariah's getting all her little like Billboard achievements top because Lil Nas X, he beat her for like the longest running #1 song.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Like,
It's also a
Old Town
different
Road.
world, though. Different distribution system, too. You didn't have streaming back then. You did not have.
Yeah, because the Billboard Global 200 is the streaming and the, what was the thing? The streaming and the sales combined.
And see, the artists are getting screwed. Snoop did that story it was a couple of months ago.
Snoop?
No, remember
What'd you say?
Snoop was talking about how artists getting screwed on the streams.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Because there's
yeah.
no
Money
price
off of
tag
that.
on the stream.
There's no-
How do you price tag the stream? Anyway, I'm sure there's going to be lots of change will be coming. We just have to wait and see what that's going to be.
Now,
Here we go.
time for the Roula and Ryan Show on KRBE to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
And it's brought to you by Duncan. Okay, so that street that collapsed in West Houston last Friday is still causing traffic problems. The giant hole on Fondren and Woodway is now 8 feet wide, 24 feet deep. This is according to the Memorial Village Police Department. Crews fenced off the hole while they began to work repairs on it. They say it could take up to 2 months to solve this little hole.
I have a problem with West Houston. I feel like it's just down the street. Are we West Houston? Isn't West Houston like past Eldridge?
West
Or West Houston's past the Beltway?
We are probably sitting in what folks would call West Houston.
Yeah,
So if you are in
West Houston's towards Katy.
Museum District, for sure this is West Houston.
Yes.
But if you're at the Galleria, I don't feel like we're West Houston.
No, I don't think this is West.
Well, but you're getting close. You know, any further than maybe Highway 6. That's like Katy after that. But
Well, I
between
feel
Highway
like-
6 and here should be West
No,
Houston.
between Highway 6,
Yes,
Highway
I agree
6
with
you've
that.
got, after Highway 6, you've got Barker Cypress, you've got Fry, you've got...
Well, I think that's West Houston.
that's
This area is
Fry was
called
Katy.
West Chase. So,
Yeah.
Oh, you're
you know,
right.
West
West
Chase,
Chase.
yeah.
Look
Correct.
at him.
Look at you nod.
I know my highways now.
Putting 1 + 1 together for us.
Another friendly
West
reminder,
Chase, yeah.
please do not leave anything living in the car right now. The Precinct 1 Constable's Office did this little experiment, how quickly a car heats up. So they did this test in less than 10 minutes. The inside of a car reaches 120 degrees Fahrenheit. According to the National Safety Council, 949 children have died from heat exhaustion, heat stroke. They call it vehicular heat stroke in the last 25 years. It's just, do not leave your pets in the car. Do not leave your dogs in the car.
Well,
your
outside
kids in
of
the
the car, can I also make
Nobody,
another
nothing.
note about the heat and walking your dogs? So I wouldn't go out in a
Shouldn't.
fur coat for
No.
10 minutes and run. I saw somebody text us.
And when it's 110 degrees, you take them out to poop and pee. That's it.
Yeah, but I
Don't go
saw
on long
somebody
walks.
texting us with their enraging, like, they've hit their limit of seeing people at parks running with their dogs.
You can't
in
in
the
this kind of
afternoon.
weather.
How is your dog? I can't. I'm scratching my head. Like, I don't understand.
You shouldn't.
How do you think that your dog is handling your run
Right.
with that fur coat on in 100
Think about
degree
their
weather?
legs are like 1/10 the length of our legs.
It's just
one
about
thing
the
if
fur. It's just about the heat. Can't they say, like,
if
what,
you
5
want to walk
minutes?
down to the park, that's fine. You know, it's 110 degrees. You want to put your own life at risk. Go ahead.
And one
But
story I saw that
not a
flashed during
dog.
vacation on, I don't know what place it was here in Houston, but we were in the news for some dog boarding place that had the dogs outside and left them out there for too
No.
long and they passed away.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and I don't know how many it was. I know one for sure, but it's like they put them out there at 10. I don't think got him back in till after 12.
That's so cruel.
If somebody knows the details of that story, I guess I can Google it and find out all the details. But that did flash across my news thread when I was on vacation. I was like, oh, God, I can't.
That is
So just be
messed up.
careful, people. You know, elders, babies, and your pets. I mean, yourself. Hydrate. Please hydrate. All right, coming up next. If you missed what happened on Revenge today, Jack came to us about his bad neighbor. You're going to hear it next on The Roula and Ryan Show.
When you shop GiantFood.com, you can order everything you need to spice up your meals, even if you don't do the cooking. Save time with fast same-day delivery and pickup from Giant.